If you think you're being financially responsible by hoarding your cash in a standard savings account, I have some bad news. You are actively losing money to inflation every single year. You aren't saving wealth, you are slowly watching it evaporate. But this isn't just an economic problem, it's a biblical one. Jesus actually warned us about this exact mindset in the parable of the talents. The servant who buried his money in the dirt because it felt safe was severely rebuked. God expects us to be wise stewards and multiply what he puts in our hands. The traditional school system was designed to teach you to be a good employee, follow the rules, and save your pennies. They made sure you memorized the Pythagorean theorem, but they intentionally never taught you how to make your money multiply. They gave you a blueprint for the middle-class hamster wheel. Today, we are ripping up that blueprint and looking at God's design for stewardship. Welcome to the Override Framework. In this video, we are breaking down the exact 3 distinct assets you need to understand that separate the wealthy from the middle class by age 30. No trust funds required, no Wall Street jargon, just the exact playbook they hid from you in school. Let's unlock asset number 1. Meet Jack and Leo. Both are 25 years old, both make the exact same average salary, and both decide it's time to start acting like adults and put away $200 a month. This is where their paths and their financial destinies split forever. Jack does what his high school teachers and parents told him to do. He is the good citizen. He takes his $200 and drops it into a standard savings account at his local bank. It feels safe. It feels responsible, but just like the unfaithful servant who buried his talent, Jack's money is suffocating in a vault. Proverbs 21:20 warns us, the wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down. Jack isn't gulping his wealth down, but inflation is. Then there's Leo. Leo understands the wisdom of Proverbs 13:11. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. Leo doesn't use a normal savings account. He uses the first override asset, the compounder. Rather than letting his money die in a bank, Leo leverages investment vehicles. He learns about tax-advantaged accounts like a Roth IRA and assets like the S&P 500 index fund. Don't let the finance bros confuse you with jargon. The S&P 500 just means investing in a tiny, microscopic slice of the 500 most powerful, profitable companies in America. When they make money, the investor makes money. They don't have to lift a finger, hire employees, or sell a product. They are letting their seed produce a faithful harvest. Now let's fast forward 35 years. Jack and Leo are 60 years old. They both sacrificed the exact same amount of money, $200 a month, totaling $84,000 over their lifetime. Let's see the reveal. Jack checks his bank. He has his $84,000 plus a tiny bit of interest. But thanks to decades of inflation, that money buys a fraction of what it used to. Jack has to keep working. The system won. Leo checks his account. Because his money compounded, meaning his money made money, and then that money made more money, his account sits at over $750,000. But here is the ultimate glitch in the matrix. Because Leo utilized an account like a Roth IRA, that entire $760,000 can be 100% tax-free. The government cannot touch a single cent of those profits. The system needs Jacks to keep the banks rich, but God calls us to be wise stewards like Leo. Once you understand the compounder, you need a place to live. It's time for asset number 2. All right, you understand how a compounder runs in the background, but right now, you might have a massive financial leak. Every single month, millions of people hand over a massive chunk of their hard-earned paycheck to a landlord just for the privilege of a roof over their head. Rent is a black hole for wealth. It's time to look at how to plug the leak and unlock asset number 2, the shelter. In the Bible, owning land and securing a home is a cornerstone of generational blessing. Proverbs 13:22 says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children." You cannot leave an inheritance of rent receipts. Now, I'm not talking about buying that traditional white picket fence house to settle down in. We are talking about a wealth-building framework called house hacking. The goal? Drastically reduce or eliminate your living expenses in your 20s. The system lied to you. It conditioned you to believe that buying real estate requires hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash and a massive 20% down payment. They made property ownership look like a VIP club for millionaires. It's not. Enter programs like the FHA loan. This is a government-backed program practically built for young first-time buyers. It allows individuals to purchase a property with as little as 3.5% down. Let's do the math. To buy a starter home or a small duplex for 300 grand, you don't need 60 grand in cash. You only need about 10 grand. That is a highly achievable target. Here is how the framework is executed. An investor buys the property and moves into one bedroom or one half of the duplex. Then they rent out the other rooms to roommates or the other unit to a tenant. That rent money goes directly toward paying the mortgage. Boom. The biggest monthly expense is neutralized. The investor is living for a fraction of the cost, the tenants are helping pay down the mortgage, and the property is quietly going up in value every single year. You don't need a trust fund to become a real estate investor. You just need to understand the rules the system hid from you and take proper dominion over the resources God provides. So you understand the power of compounding money and the framework for zero rent. You are now armed with knowledge, but to protect everything you build, you need to understand the ultimate shield. It's time for asset number 3. Okay, so wealth is compounding on autopilot and living expenses are minimized, but here's the brutal truth. The system is designed to take it back from you. Lawsuits, taxes, personal liability, they are all trying to breach the walls. Proverbs 22:3 tells us, "A prudent man foresees evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." To keep what is yours, you need a fortress. You need asset number 3, the entity. I'm talking about a limited liability company or an LLC. When middle-class people hear the word business, they immediately think of opening a brick-and-mortar bakery or launching a massive tech startup with 100 employees. The wealthy don't look at businesses like that. They look at an LLC as a financial shield. Think of it like a legal clone. If you run a side hustle, freelance, or sell things online just as you, everything you own is exposed. If something goes sideways, creditors can come after your personal savings, your investments, and your house. A properly structured LLC draws a hard line in the sand. It separates you from your business operations. The business takes the hit, while your personal wealth stays protected. It is the modern-day equivalent of building the walls of Nehemiah around your harvest. And the craziest part? The system makes you think you need a high-powered lawyer in a glass skyscraper to understand how they work. You don't. The process of forming an LLC is highly accessible. It simply involves researching your state's specific requirements, filing the correct forms with the state, and establishing a recognized entity. But this isn't just about defense. This is an offensive weapon. An entity is the vehicle used to buy and build digital real estate. Unlike physical buildings, digital real estate, like an online agency, a digital product, or an e-commerce brand, costs almost nothing to start and can scale to infinity. Proverbs 12:24 says, "Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in forced labor." This is how you put those diligent hands to work online. You don't need millions to buy physical land anymore. You just need a laptop, an internet connection, and the legal armor to protect the empire you are building. You have the blueprint. Now let's talk about the single step you must take today, so this doesn't just become another video you watch and forget. So here is the crossroads. You can click off this video, go back to the traditional path, and stay on the middle-class hamster wheel. You can live under the crushing weight of debt, and remember, Proverbs 22:7 warns that the borrower is slave to the lender. You can grind for 40 years, watch inflation eat your savings, and pray you have enough to scrape by in retirement. Or you can execute the override blueprint through education. In James 2:26, we are told that faith without works is dead. Knowledge without execution is just entertainment. So right now, we are going to take one simple step to start mastering asset number 1. It takes exactly 5 minutes and you don't even have to leave your couch. Take out your phone or open a new tab. Start researching legitimate brokerage platforms. Study how zero-fee accounts work, read about the tax advantages of a Roth IRA, and look into the historical performance of an S&P 500 index fund. Stop blindly trusting a basic savings account and start studying the vehicles that actually multiply wealth. You are officially planting your money tree through financial education, and you are officially learning the rules of the wealthy. In our next video, we are diving deep into asset number 2. I am going to show you the educational framework of how investors find, fund, and secure a house hack so you can learn how to conquer the rental trap forever. If you are ready to stop learning what the school system wants you to know and start learning what actually builds wealth, hit that subscribe button. Class is dismissed. Welcome to Override Curriculum.